Good morning, SKN. I am Jamie Morris.
And I am Cortenza Carty. And guess what it is? Our 150th episode. We are almost to 200.
I'm just glad that we made it to 150. Hey, hey.
Well, I am going to just, how should I say, shoot into the future. 200, here we come.
Shoot into the future? Never mind.
200, here we come.
That's funny. I was counting it a couple of days ago, and I actually missed it today because, everything is so busy here. But great. All right, so we're glad that you all are with us. We're moving on to the latest in local news right now. This from Win Media.
In an update on the situation concerning the claim of a possible mole infestation at the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw International Airport, Win has made aware that a visual assessment of the airport was made on July 22nd by a team from the Bureau of Standards. The information came from an international memo to airport staff sent to Win's news desk. According to the memo, the visual assessment must be performed before any testing is carried out and was executed to determine the possibility of water damage or possible mold growth on the surface of the walls or ceiling tiles. Testing of the air could not be carried out on July 22nd because it was too late to ship the samples overseas to the accredited lab used by the Bureau of Standards, stated in the memo. The tests will be carried out on Monday, July 25th. In response to the news of the possibility of mole at the airport, people took to social media and suggested that the issue of mole had been a months-long issue.
Yeah, it's always very scary, especially when we're dealing with government buildings, when we think of those things, because everybody's so concerned with health as we should be. So
yes, a mole is not a good thing. It makes you change colors. It creates holes in your skin, so it's really not a good thing.
You mean that's what it was? Never mind. All right, moving on right now by way of a SKN press release. The St. Kitts National Youth Parliamentary Association, the SKNYPA, notes the announcement of the date, Friday, 5th August 2022, for the 10th general election in the history of our post-independence Twin Island Federation. I can't believe it's 10. I wasn't counting that before. All right, interesting stuff. So the press release stated, quote, "It is our earnest hope that following the conclusion of this election, the nation could enjoy a sense of stability as we chart our course in a post-COVID climate. We therefore take this opportunity to issue our call for a free and fair election. In our Westminster model of democracy, elections provide an avenue for the voices of all citizens to be heard as they elect to the National Assembly citizens to agitate and represent the issues that matter most to them. We firmly believe that the process must be allowed to occur in an environment free of intimidation, payola, and misconduct while respecting and upholding the rule of law. Accordingly, we wish to condemn the recent brazen acts of vandalism and destruction of campaign paraphernalia of various parties. The SKNYPA urges all political candidates to abide by the National Assembly Elections Act and all accompanying legislation while undertaking ethical campaigns respectful of the opinions, property, characters, and plans of opponents." End quote.
Wow. We need a free and fair election.
Well, this is just the way that people operate, though. I mean, you're pulling down paraphernalia as if it's a thing to do. And as I said before, when it comes to elections, I think sometimes we think it's your side versus my side. It's like we're at a football match, and my team is going to win yours. Really, we're going to be all winners if we work together, and that's how we get it done. So
exactly.
That, work together.
Please do. Free and fair. Come on, we are the government. Let's act as such. Gunmen rob Rams Nevis branch. This from SKN Vibes. Police are hunting for 2 gunmen who executed a daring daylight armed robbery at Rams Cash and Carry establishment in Stony Grove, Nevis. The incident occurred at about 2:47 p.m. on Friday, July 22nd, and a report was made at the Charlestown Police Station at 2:50 p.m. Police, in a media statement on the incident, reported that their investigations have so far revealed that 2 gunmen of average build wearing dark clothes, face masks, gloves, and red sneakers approached Rams Cash and Carry, entered the building, and assaulted a number of workers with their firearms. This statement noted that one of the gunmen then approached the cashier's point and demanded of the manager the money be handed over. He made off with an undisclosed sum of cash, and his accomplice robbed 2 female workers of their purses at gunpoint before they both fled the scene and made good their escape. This is not good.
I know that they say in situations like this, you ought to comply with the demands of the assailants. So thankfully nobody was hurt, but this is brazen, and honestly, this is just, I'm annoyed by it, to be honest with you, because we're talking about people who are doing their work honestly.
Yes.
And I don't think the situation, whatever the situation is in St. Kitts, is so dire as to warrant that sort of brazen attack.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be on display for the world to see.
And I'm thinking also about the people the victims, because we have PTSD, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Being held at gunpoint, being a witness to that is not an easy thing to recover from in a lot of instances. I hope they find them.
I really hope they do. That lady's very brave to fight back, though. He was taking that bag, and I would have been, look, there, you have it, go ahead.
Listen, I'll tell you how I would have dealt with it off here. That being said, I'm really glad no one was hurt.
Yes.
All right, time now for a check of our local weather. It's going to be partly cloudy with a 20% or slight chance of showers, a high of 91 degrees and a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm truly loving the low today.
Yeah.
All right, so it's now 81 degrees. It's relatively warm, as it usually is this time of the day. And if you take a look at your weather forecast for the next 5 hours, pretty consistent with a high of 85 up to the 12 o'clock hour. We'll be back with more GMSKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Move anniversary walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
Continue now with the latest in regional news. This from Antigua Observer Media. Come together or sink one by one was the admonition from a minister in the Roosevelt government in Dominica, who called on regional leaders, including those in Antigua and Barbuda, to work with haste to deal with the issues affecting intra-regional travel. Ian Douglas, Dominica's trade minister, made those remarks during a just concluded OECS tourism ministers meeting at which Antigua and Barbuda was present. He said that a unified approach is necessary to achieving greater success for all regional countries. Douglas said, quote, policymakers in the region will need to consider a combination of initiatives to stimulate intra-regional travel while continuing to focus on improving perceptions of safety and security in our destinations, end quote. Furthermore, he said a unified approach is necessary if regions are to add value to tourism offerings and achieve greater success than that which is possible individually, end quote. He's making a lot of solid points, isn't he?
Yeah. I saw something the other day making its round on the internet, and this guy, I think he's a Grenadian media personality. Leah, please come back. We beg, you. Even if you come late, we can take time.
Leah, please come back.
Yeah, in his local dialect, and I said, boy, you never miss the water till the well runs dry.
So it is.
Well, my voice is trying to miss it on this last one, but we're not going to have it. This is from Al Jazeera, a co-defendant of the Central Park Five, a group of Black and Latino teenagers whose conviction in a notorious 1989 rape of a jogger in New York City was thrown out more than a decade later, has had his conviction on a related charge overturned. A New York judge exonerated Stephen Lopez on Monday in response to requests by both Lopez's lawyer and prosecutors. Lopez was 15 when he was first named in the indictment, along with 5 other Black and Latino teenagers, for the nighttime rape and attempted murder of Tricia Mealy, an investment banker whose horrific injuries became the subject of sensationalist media coverage. Lopez later pleaded guilty to robbing a male jogger that same night in a deal with prosecutors that saw the charges alleging his involvement in the attack on Mealy dropped, and was sentenced to between 1 to 1.5 to 4.5 years in a state prison. So that's good that his name is cleared and he can now enjoy his freedom.
Absolutely.
Hopefully nobody comes for him or attacks him.
Absolutely.
Although he's been exonerated, because we know how those things go.
Yeah, indeed. Have you seen the series on the Central Park Five?
No, that's the thing, I don't watch TV.
Okay, that's when I first became aware of this, and as you rightly said, it received a lot of sensational coverage.
Yeah.
Glad to see that this worked out in this case.
Yes.
All right, well, there you have it for the latest for today. We will be back, yes, with more of Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
Great news,
When growing
everyone.
your savings, where
SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Move anniversary walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! When you feel it shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone like the fish on the sand. You should run, to hide on a tsunami soon come.
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
When you feel the earth shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone like the fish on
never hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10. No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors, in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
History is quite a compelling subject. It is a study of people, actions, decisions, interactions, and behaviors. It encapsulates themes which expose the human condition in all of its forms that resonate throughout time. And with this in mind, it can be deduced that the study and documentation of the past is necessary to understand human nature and progress. Today, Cortensia and I will be sharing some historical events that took place on this day, the 26th of July, over the years.
Excited to know what took place. Oh, in 1775, on July 26th, the U.S. Postal Service was established by the Second Continental Congress, and Benjamin Franklin was named the first Postmaster General. He had a big post, man. Master General.
Big postman. Okay, all right. You earned that
you
one.
You got it? Yeah.
You got that one.
I learned from the best, huh? Look at that. Imagine the post office was such a big thing back in the day. You were so happy to go to the post office to get your stamp, put it on your letter, ensure that you put it in the correct box. I loved growing up.
And that's exactly the point, you know. Yeah. And also, did you see the horses there? Because obviously, horse and carriage is how
the mail was delivered back then. Yeah, didn't they have trains back then too, or that was just the time of the horse carriages? Maybe 1775 was just horse carriages.
It's just interesting to me because it's like, okay, you have postmen, you also have post horses. Just asking. All right.
Yes.
All right, so we're moving on to 1908. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, was founded by Attorney General Charles Bonaparte. On this day, the first investigative agents reported to duty. Would you look at that? 1908.
But I'm looking at the last name. French? Oui. Bonaparte.
Bonaparte. Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, look at how they looked.
Look at his telephone.
Yeah, nobody would ever pick them out in the crowd at all as FBI agents.
No, because they look normal. And they still try to look normal, even to today, right? They dress and act normal, like I said.
Yeah, if I go out looking like that.
But that was the dress code for that era. You don't think?
Yeah.
Everybody in their trench coat and their hats, and they fit in well.
I don't know why, but you're reminding me of Dick Tracy. I'm getting Dick Tracy vibes when I look at that picture.
Yes.
Literal Dick Tracy vibes.
Yeah. The square comics you couldn't wait to read the week. Get the paper. Oh, man. Oh, in 1948, on July 26, U.S. President Harry S. Truman signed an executive order number 9981, which abolished racial segregation in the military and directed equality of treatment and opportunity. So thank you, President Truman, for that.
That's a really good thing to do, indeed. You know, when I was looking at movies in the past, I do love a lot of classic movies. And when I watched those military movies, it struck me a few years ago that I wasn't seeing a black person in the military. And then it also struck me why. So 1948, that's when it opened up to people of color. And that's why we now have representation not only in the military, but in the movies that represent military stories as well.
Well, I saw something the other day on YouTube where this woman, I think she's 101 or 103, and she's not been recognized for one of the women that served in the military in this black platoon in the UK. And now they're recognizing them and all the others, when I think it's only her and one other surviving person from that arm.
From that time, right.
But they were black women, and she was, I think, a nurse in the Air Force.
Well, that's awesome.
Do you see that? But all of this history is hidden, and like the family has to dig it up now and put it out there so these persons can actually be recognized.
And I'm glad that they are, even if it's posthumously.
Yes.
All right, so 1956, Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser seized control of the Suez Canal and nationalized it. The Suez is a valuable waterway that controlled 2/3 of the oil used by Europe.
I wonder how many canals there are. I only know of this one in the Panama, all my life. I've never heard of
any others. Yeah.
No. Have you?
I know that I'm familiar with the Suez Canal. I know I'm obviously familiar with the Panama Canal.
Panama, yeah. Those are the two that I'm sure of.
But this is interesting stuff, indeed. The Suez Canal actually came back to us recently in terms of context shipping issues and so on, because of the blockage that we had not too long ago, and the fact that we couldn't get our goods. And we heard about that, children crying over the unavailability of Christmas items and so on.
Shucks me.
Car makers not being able to get their components for cars, etc.
Listen, one simple thing always causes a ripple effect. In 1963, on July 26, SYNCOM-2 was launched, making it the first man-made satellite whose orbital period around the Earth matched the Earth's rotation. Look at that. It just looked like a big disco ball in the sky.
I was going to say, I'm getting Star Wars vibes. Is anybody else? Or Star Trek vibes?
Or
Star Trek.
The lamp on the side of your bed, because you see it have the little things that are hanging off at the end, so it could be like groovy.
On my own world and my lamp is orbiting me? Is that what it is?
So we're just looking at it from all angles.
So is a satellite, quick answer.
It is. Wow.
All right, so the Republic of Maldives. There I go, hanging on to the satellite. I'm missing this one in 1965. The Republic of Maldives gained its independence after 78 years.
Listen, Britain ruled almost every country that was out there, and everybody just fought back for their independence and took back their rights.
And this is also the period when they wanted us to, we have that right to self-determination. They wanted to give it to us as well. So that period of the 60s, etc., continuing on, that's when a lot of this started happening.
Yeah, a lot of countries, because even Guyana got this in 1966.
Precisely.
So yeah, a lot of people just decide, no more of this. I remember they said the president was Burnham at the time. There was a statue of the Queen in front of the magistrate court. He took it and threw it at the back of the gardens and broke off her hand. And unto today, they have brought that statue back. It's in front of the magistrate court, and that woman still has one hand. They have not put back the other hand on the statue.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess it's part of history indeed. Perhaps we'll find out which day he did that on, and then we'll talk about it as well.
You know what? I'll Google it and I'll tell you tomorrow. Yeah. So in 1987, on this day, the Republic of Liberia declared its independence from America, making it the first democratic republic in African history. America helped people too? Whoa. I didn't know. I didn't learn that in history. Guess that's American history, you would say?
Perhaps. There's a lot of things we didn't learn in history. So Liberia gained independence. Awesome. And this is in the 1980s. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So it's a relatively young country. To be honest, younger than we are.
Everybody was busting off.
It's younger than we are. All right, so in 1990, President George Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, which provided civil rights protections to individuals with disabilities and guaranteed them equal opportunity. That's the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act.
Well, why would we discredit someone, although they have a disability, that can probably do the job better than us that are able?
Because it has to do with the way that we're sensitized. We see a disability and we think, well, you're not going to perform. Obviously, it is a disability.
Yeah, but that's all it is.
So it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And it's the way that we perceive things. Let's be realistic. It's just how we are. It's like looking at horses that are running the track, to go back to the post example, and then you see one with a limp or 3 legs, you're going to think, well, yeah, maybe not. And that's just how we program. Thankfully, we're not that way.
Do you know? Have you seen the documentary on the dog with the 3 legs that walks upright? He is a spectacle in, I think it's Colorado. Yes, he got in a car accident, ran over, lost one of his legs. The dog walks upright like a human. You should see him. As the news reporter said, now he thinks he has seen it all.
I wonder if he's competed in any of the dog shows before, because maybe he's just reverting to that.
Let me tell you, the dog is just, he walks well. He walks well with his 3 legs, and his extra hand is just... I'm like, oh my God, this dog is so sweet.
That's something to see.
Yeah, indeed.
Something to see.
People actually go to that state to actually see the dog. Hope to get a glimpse. So on July 26, 2016, Solar Impulse 2 became the first solar-powered aircraft to circumnavigate the Earth. Nice.
I'd love to fly on Solar Impulse 2 if I got the chance.
See, I told you, let's go to outer space. Look at that.
I love it.
That looks like the aircraft that the brothers first built, mixed with something else. Do you see?
Brothers. It
Yeah.
kind of looks that way.
Do you realize? They're bringing back
I wonder
everything
how
back.
expensive that was to build. Looking at all the solar panels.
Yep.
Like, seriously. And you're talking about flights, so that's a whole lot of energy that you have to harness. A lot of money as well.
This is why we pay taxes.
This is why we... Indeed. All right, so we covered 1775 already. We talked all about the horses. I think that was...
Postmaster.
I think that if I had to pick the period, the most, let's say, shocking fact when we're going back to it, or the most entertaining one, it might be the 1775 one. The horses. Horse and carriage. Does anybody write letters anymore, though? Like, seriously, we do email, right? We don't use the post as much. We don't even use fax machines as much. You see, technology changed. We just use our Wi-Fi and our WhatsApp and whatever we do.
The poor fax machine. Now that you come to think of it, no more.
The poor fax machine? Ask the companies who made money from the fax machine.
I am taking over the sound. Oh, great sound, lady.
Yeah, sounds a lot like dial-up.
I know.
Which it was, by the way. You were dialing.
You hear a fax number now and you think it's something from the ancestors, as some young people would say. Because nobody uses the fax. You are so correct. We don't. Do we send telegraphs still?
Listen, I never sent a telegram. I don't know which area you're from.
Just saying. Like, oh my gosh, we don't do anything now.
That's funny.
Man.
Well, you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to go to a break right now. We'll be back with more Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cooked today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? Yeah, let's see what real happening. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Moves Anniversary Walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt? Get Salt Smart.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue. This year, 2022, makes it 3 years since SKN Moves has been in existence. So to celebrate its 3rd anniversary, its organizers are embarking on a not 1, not 2, not 3-week commemoration, but instead a 7-week campaign to create awareness, but more importantly, to facilitate change in several critical health aspects. Here to tell us about the 7-week campaign are Dr. Marissa Carty, Health Promotion Unit Coordinator, and Iselene Phillip, the SKN Moves NGO Representative Committee member. Good morning, ladies, and welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Our pleasure to have you once again.
Good morning, good morning. Happy to be here again.
Our pleasure. So let's kick it off with the first question. Why spread the campaign over 7 weeks rather than a month?
Well, this actually started last year. We looked at the activities that the Health Promotion Unit was putting on during this time, August, September. And we recognized that a number of them fit into the tenets of SKN Moves, which are healthy eating, physical activity, and getting your health checks. Additionally, the SKN Moves launch was on August 9th, which is our actual anniversary. So we looked at that and said, you know what, why not commemorate the anniversary with a 7-week campaign, which starts with our breastfeeding week, which usually happens around the first week in August, and then it ends with Caribbean Wellness Week, which is the 2nd week in September.
All right, so there's some synchronicity there.
Yes, there is.
All right, well, congratulations on the 3rd year anniversary, of course.
Thank you so very much.
And let's talk about the activities of the first week.
Sure.
First question, why is breastfeeding so important?
Well, one of the things that we have found from lots of research is that exclusive breastfeeding for about 6 months is actually beneficial for adults, and when you get older, it reduces your risk of developing chronic diseases. There's lots of research out there that shows that. And so that's one of the reasons why we encourage our mothers as much as possible, because we do understand, it can get very busy and so forth, and some mothers may not be able to, but it is one of the things that we are encouraging. Exclusively breastfeed up until about 6 months. If it is possible for you to go beyond that, we encourage that as well. But at least up until 6 months, and it is beneficial for later on in life.
Wow, that is so good to know.
So both parent and child benefit.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are SKN Moves 3rd anniversary activities?
Okay, so I'll just share that information with you. During the first week, which is from August 1st to 5th, we have our breastfeeding week, where we're just concentrating on getting the general public to understand the benefits of breastfeeding. During the 2nd week, which is August 8th to 13th, that's the actual SKN Moves anniversary week. So on the 9th, we will be having health screening in Independence Square, and we are grateful to have the ICDF Metabolic Chronic Disease Program on board with us for that. And so we'll be having that in the Independence Square. And then on the 13th, we usually have the health walk the Saturday before the anniversary, but we do recognize our political climate right now. And so we decided, which would have been the 6th, by the way, we decided to push it to the Saturday after. So on the 13th, we'll have our SKN Moves Health Walk to commemorate that anniversary. And then we have from August 15th to the 21st is our In Your Kitchen Week. So that week we focus on the importance of nutrition, healthy eating, and also we've been engaging the general public with our In Your Kitchen cooking competitions. We've had 4 competitions so far, one in Bastille, one in Sandy Point, one in Nevis, and I'm forgetting where the 4th one was, in Cayon, right. And so the winners of those 4 competitions will now come together for the final competition, which should be held on the 21st of August. And then we have from the 22nd to the 27th, we have our Healthy Drinking Week. And that's where Iceline comes in, and I'm sure she'll be able to share some more information about that. The 5th week is our Mindfulness and Mental Health Week. That is from August 29th to September 3rd. Now, I don't know how much you just, when you're having a meal, for example, and you just sit down and just concentrate and just think about what you're eating and just think about self and, reflect on what you have to do as an individual. That's what mindfulness is all about. And because we have such busy lives, we don't really get the time to do that much anymore. And so we want to use this week to encourage persons to get back to self, get back to being mindful. And it's also an opportunity for us to share what we are doing in terms of mental health from the Ministry of Health's perspective as well. And then during week 6, we look at self-care and management. And one of the programs we have in the Health Promotion Unit is the Chronic Disease Self-Management Program. So what that program does is it encourages persons with chronic diseases, persons who may live with persons with chronic diseases or take care of those individuals. We have a 6-week program where you do 2 hours per week, teaching them different tools on how to take care of themselves, things they should look for example, reading labels and those kinds of things, even talking how to speak to your doctor about your condition and so forth. These are some of the things we look at during that program to help persons to be able to manage their conditions better. And then our final week is our Caribbean Wellness Week. It starts off on September 10th with Caribbean Wellness Day. So on that day, we are hopefully going to be engaging the general public with our Living with NCDs webinar again. We are working on putting that together. And then on the Tuesday of that week, which will be the 13th, we have our National Fruit Day. And then on the 15th, we have, because it's a short week this week, we have our National Sneaker Day. So those are our activities for the Caribbean 7-week campaign.
I can see why it has to be 7 weeks.
It's a lot. It's a lot, yes.
But 7 out of 52, I mean, really, we should be doing this all year.
Hey, all year, exactly.
All right, so we'll continue this discussion in a moment. I really am curious to get to the water challenge. So we'll talk all about that more when we come back. So more GMSKN in a flash. Stay tuned.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Move Anniversary Walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day, and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate, and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods, removing table salt, and using salt alternatives when cooking.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue a very healthy discussion with Dr. Marissa Carty, Health Promotion Unit Coordinator, and Iceline Phillip, the SKN Moves NGO Representative Committee member. And apparently I was given something to do during the break, so I'll just start it this way by saying, drink some water, share some love, tell your body you're sweet enough. And now I can give it to Iceline, now that I've successfully completed that challenge, to talk all about what's going on in the week in which we'll have a water challenge.
Yes, so good morning. Thank you again for inviting us on. So week 4 is actually the healthy drinking week of the 7-week SKN Moves campaign. And last year it would be the first time that we had the healthy drinking week. And we had focused on reducing consumption. You know, Your Sweet Enough is all about reducing consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. So that we kind of advocate and encourage people to do that. And so we have a water challenge that we host and coordinate. So as part of the health and well-being and our contribution to the SKN Moves committee. And so part of the challenge is essentially to have individuals who are willing to participate to drink only water for the entire week. So there's an app where we encourage participants to record their water intake, and the person who drinks the most water by the end of the week wins. So last year we had 3 persons, so top 3 persons, so it was pretty successful last year, I should say. And so this year we plan to also have the challenge again, and it's really to encourage persons to reduce their consumption of sugary drinks and take the health challenge, like a number of the other health challenges that we'll be having across the 7 weeks. And then this year, one of the differences, improvements, I'd say we can say, is that we're also including a little bit of information and awareness about alcoholic beverages. So we're trying to get persons to be conscious of their alcohol intake as well. So part of the week, we also want to have we'll be hosting a panel discussion with different representatives to talk about how we can create a healthy drinking culture. So that's not just about reducing SSB consumption, but also how we think about our alcohol consumption as a society. So thinking about when we go to events and just our regular daily lives, so how can we get into more conversations so that people can drink more responsibly in terms of, SSBs and alcohol, of course. So those are the activities for the Healthy Drinking Week. So the water challenge, and then we'll have a panel discussion around how to create a healthy drinking culture. And then, of course, you can always look forward to hearing more about the jingle and that awareness building around drinking more water, because it's all better for all aspects of our health and wellness.
What about coconut water, Iceland?
Of course, we encourage people to drink coconut water.
As long as it's not sweetened.
Exactly, it's all about.
Because they do sell sweetened coconut water.
Yes. So how would we know if you're from to buy mine on the side of the road?
Okay, on the side of the road is a little different. Okay. I would suggest making sure you see them pour it pour it from the coconut yourself.
Okay, got you.
So that's a good way. But in the supermarkets, if you're buying the imported coconut water, then you read the label. And the label would have on whether or not it has added sugar.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
I have to say, those labels are really tiny, so I know that it's a challenge for people to read those labels.
But
yes, big advocates for unsweetened coconut water. So shout out to the vendors who be selling the coconut water on the street. They're very good.
So does that count during that week when we have the water challenge?
Ooh, that's a good question. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
We're encouraging the pure water.
Pure water.
Yes.
Yeah, we're encouraging the pure water.
No cheating.
Really? Oh my God. So, ladies, females in particular talk about self-care, but this is part of the camp. But this part of the campaign has to do with self-care management. Is it only for females? Is it for men as well?
No, it's for men as well. It's for, like I said, it's for persons who either have a chronic condition, so it could be male or female, or for persons who take care of individuals with chronic conditions, so that they will know exactly what the needs of these persons are and even help them to be able to manage their condition as well. So it is not gender specific at all.
That's at all. So gentlemen, you two are included.
I have to say that I see the benefit in this because I had a coworker once who had to take care of her mother who had insulin. She had to give her the injections and all that. And there are a lot of people in our society who struggle with NCDs and they need the assistance. So thank you so much for that. Let's talk now about Caribbean Wellness Week. How did it originate?
Well, actually, Caribbean Wellness Day originated from our heads of government here in the Caribbean, CARICOM. But after they met at a Port of Spain declaration, they basically made a commitment to the region for reducing NCDs. And they commemorated that commitment with Caribbean Wellness Day. Now, the Pan American Health Organization then established Caribbean Wellness Week, which basically follows, it's the week following Caribbean Wellness Day. And so we here in St. Kitts kind of lumped everything together. And so we start off with Caribbean Wellness Day, which is always the second Saturday in September. And then we have the activities following the week after. Now, the first time we started doing these activities, we were asked by our minister then, which was Minister Wendy Phipps, to have these activities be a part of the Independence calendar. And so that's one of the reasons why you would hear that the day, for example, starts with national, because it is a part of the Independence Week of activities. So we have National Fruit Day, which is always this Tuesday of that week. And then what would have been on the Friday of that week is usually our National Sneaker Day. But because Friday is National Heroes Day this year, we brought it forward to the Thursday. Yes.
Lovely. So, Iselene, how can someone have a more active role in the 7-week campaign and perhaps volunteer to assist with one of the activities?
Oh, so I think there's a website for SKN Moves, and so all of the activities and the challenges are on the website. It's actually a very nice website, very informative. Kudos to Dr. Cathy on that. So I'd encourage people to check the website, and then you can see all the different challenges that will be on there, and you can register. So you can register via that website for our water challenge as well. And sorry, second part of the question.
And how can they volunteer to assist with one of the activities?
So volunteering to assist, well, I know at least for Lake Health and Wellbeing, we accept volunteers to support the work that we do all the time. And of course, I believe, on the committee with Dr. Cathy is also very open. We share volunteer contacts. We know we have students from the medical school who are always interested in working in the public health space. So Lake Health and Wellbeing as an organization, we accept volunteers who are interested in working with us to support us with coordinating things like our Water Challenge Week, and of course, Dr. Cathy and the Ministry of Health are also open to volunteers.
And if you could allow me to just very quickly add that during that 7-week, we also have what we refer to as the Ready, Set, Sweat Challenge. So it's a weight loss challenge with an exercise component. One of our committee members, Mr. Adolphus Jones, he actually created the exercises. They're about 1 minute. So each week, we're going to be putting out the exercises that persons will be able to do during the week, a different exercise each week. And as you go through the week, you ramp up the reps, the number of times you're doing each exercise. So all of that, and that is throughout the 7 weeks as well. And then afterwards, all of our participants in the the challenges for the 7 weeks. The winners, first, second, and third, will receive an award during our award ceremony. So that's something to look forward to. We're not just asking persons to engage, but we're also giving them an incentive to do so.
Yeah, with Adolphus. All right.
Yes, Dolly he could be quite intense sometimes, but we'll have it.
He means well. He means
yes.
well. He means well. He sure does. So, ladies, it was indeed a pleasure. Thank you for coming and informing us and our viewers as well. And we look forward to being part of the 7-week challenge, right? So we can win our awards, right? Because we're winners around here, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Viewers, stay tuned. Much more after the break.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex.
let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is now time for us to loosen up. It's summertime. Yes, it is summertime, in case you missed it when you looked outside. Yeah, I'm just kidding. All right, so usually at this time of the year, most people are going on vacation, and that's true. The end result of vacations are what most people look forward to, yeah, I suppose, but the preparation, not so much. Obviously not. So booking the tickets and the hotel rooms, organizing a travel itinerary, it's all such a hassle.
Yeah.
Well, today, Cortensi and I are going to help ease your travel burden. Yeah, if you have travel burdens, although I don't know why you would have them if you are traveling, because that's a blessing, right? Yeah, anyway. So here are some tips on how you can pack the right way. And interestingly enough, I didn't know that there was a wrong way to pack.
What?
Although some people just toss everything in, right?
Ooh. Oh, that looks like too much already. So travel tip number 1, lay out what you think you'll need, then ruthlessly remove unnecessary items. So ruthlessly move out my way. Think twice about everything you want to put in your bag. And you know that is true because sometimes you pack so many items and you're out all day and you only use one set of clothes, and that upset me, Jamie, because then when I have to go and pick up something, then my case is extremely full because I thought I had all my outfits laid out for the moments of the day, but I only use jean pants and a shirt all day.
True story here, and those of you who've ever traveled Liat, you know that there's like this, well, I mean, most airlines have it anyway, this maximum capacity.
Yeah.
I used to pack at first with a scale. Didn't have a scale where I was. Hortensia, I kid you not. I learned to pack for Liat in here.
Wow.
49.2 pounds of the 50-pound maximum, 50.3 pounds, and all these things. I would literally leave, and I'm just there, and it gets on the scale, and I weigh it, and it's like, oh, this works. So I don't have those woes about packing and laying things out. I just kind of know. what it is.
49.3. You are so specific.
And I make do with whatever. So it's not like I'm going to say, hey, I forgot this. Oh boy, what? Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, I was on vacation.
I'm still trying to get the backpacking going because you see how the tourists come with next to nothing and they survive and then they thrive. Why can't we not do it?
Don't say that. You're serious. Did anybody else see this guy? Seriously. I was driving along Bird Rock Road probably about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and there was a tourist, literally, can I call him underpant guy? Because that's literally all he was wearing. You know those briefs?
Yeah.
And he's walking, I guess, with his partner or colleague, whatever. When you said they pack light or they come with next to nothing, you literally reminded me of that. Did anybody else see that guy? Shout out to underpant guy. Seriously.
Listen.
I was like,
but
what?
In all honesty though, the exercise clothes are changing. So maybe the exercise clothes is made to look like underpants, so underpant guy. So we have a new superhero in St. Kitts. Underpant guy.
You know what it was? I think he was just mindful of the fact that he could wear swim trunks and
all the time.
at the same time. Because that's what we used to do when we didn't have swim trunks. We just put our underpants on.
But I want to learn the art of packing like them and making it work for the entire week. Yeah.
All right. Oh, wow. Travel tip number 2. Roll your clothes.
I do that all the time.
We're not talking about out the door, by the way. Roll your clothes. It'll save nearly double the space.
It does.
Start with larger clothing items such as jeans and end with smaller clothing items such as t-shirts. I do that. That makes sense because what I typically try to do is, okay, so if I'm traveling with fragrances or things that are fragile, the heavier items go on the base and somewhere in the middle, in the shoe or something,
there's
going to be
your cologne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's what I did. I remember the few times that I would have opened my suitcase when I flew. My coworkers was like, "What's wrong with you? Everything was compartmentalized, rolled in neat, just in order." Yeah. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so yeah.
Wow.
It has to be in order. Yeah.
I mean,
literally, I have packages marked of what's in them.
No, that's excessive.
That's how serious it was.
That's a little OCD.
And indeed, I'm gonna take it. I do have OCD, and then when they open theirs, it's like they just do this.
Of course.
I was like, what's happening with that bag?
You just want to get out there.
But Jimmy, if you got sick and I'm supposed to come in and help you in your room, I don't know where is what and what is what. Now me, you just slide, take out, put on, fit. Yeah.
Yeah, but
look at life. Very easy.
Positive vibes only. Nobody's getting sick on vacation, right? Don't be like me when I went to Liberty Island and came back seasick, whatever. My eyes were like, all these things happened on that particular day. Never knew I had motion sickness. I guess that's what it was.
So this is why when we were going to Nevis, we're going to the peninsula to catch a boat. Yep. So it's going to be easier on you. Less than 10 minutes across.
Oh my God.
Travel tips. Use packing cubes to increase the amount of space available to you in your suitcase and maintain organization during your trip. You see what I mean? This is what I meant. That's exactly what I do when I just label them.
Packing cubes. You know those cubes, right? The ones that you can suck the air out of? Literally, they make everything lighter.
Yes.
I've had a few of those and I could pack so much.
Imagine, and just stack them on each other and all of that is in your suitcase. Yeah, but I had the cubes and the bags and everything was labeled. So as I said, so if anything happened to me whilst at work, people know where to find what to get me ready for the hospital.
Let me correct what I said. I said it makes everything lighter. Actually, it's problematic because you can actually pack more and be overweight. It saves you space in the suitcase, so be mindful of that.
You needed to put in that part.
Be mindful of that, dude. But yeah, that's a great way to pack. I love that. And everything is organized, as you said, right?
Yep.
So you know where to find what. Yeah, you know where to find what. Okay.
Look at that.
So we're talking about saving space yet again. So we're saving space by bringing your favorite toiletries, face wash, and shampoo in travel size bottles. Now, why would you do that if you can take it from the hotel? Just saying.
That's if they have. That's if they have. And the fact that we can't carry the full-size one, which is a good thing though, because imagine us carrying those big bottle of mouthwashes and all that.
Why would you carry that?
And your oil, your lotion. So that's good that September 11, that's one good it brought out of it. Although it finishes in less than 2 days. Yeah.
Listen.
Because it's too little bit.
All I gotta say is whatever you do, please do not buy anything like that at the airport.
Yeah, no,
it's going to cost you.
They're gonna rip off your
arm
pockets. Yes.
And a leg.
Literally.
And maybe a liver too.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's too expensive. So yeah.
Ooh, look at that. And we spoke on this. Travel tip number 5, do not let the additional space inside your shoes go to waste. This is a perfect spot to squeeze what you just can't seem to fit in your suitcase. As Jamie said, he put his cologne. My husband the other day had his new sneakers in there. He was taking some Tamron jam for his brother. He put the whole bottle in the sneakers in a sock. So yeah.
Oh, that's okay. The
It
sneakers were
works.
new, right?
Yeah, that's what I made sure I said. His new sneakers. And I even said he put it in a sock before he put it in the sneaker.
And the socks were new too. Okay,
I'm gonna get Jamie now. I'm gonna get Jamie.
I got an answer to the first one, not the second one, but we're moving on.
Yeah.
Travel tip number 6. All right, so wear your biggest pair of shoes and heaviest outerwear or jacket on the plane.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Literally, and the joke is on me. When I read that, I was seeing wear your biggest hair. I read it correctly.
Looking at the picture.
That's what
all
I
it
saw
was.
visually. Wear your biggest hair,
Yeah.
you know. Maybe you should though.
Yeah. I always wear my hair out. You know, that's the time you be free. I wear less of anything. If I'm going to the colder parts, then you have to put on the sneakers and whatever. Yeah, but I don't do the extras and all the shebangs and the braids. No, I wear my hair out. So travel tip number 7, pack plenty of neutral colors instead of super adventurous color options. I wonder what are those that you are more likely to wear.
More than likely.
So what are the colors that we
Okay.
shouldn't carry? The Hawaiian prints and stuff? Is
Well,
that
there
what
you
they're
go.
saying?
Guys, I have to say, the Hawaiian prints, the coconut shirts, you see those guys, right? They're coming to the tropics and they're dressing like we don't dress here. You know those guys, right? Yeah, love those guys. Love to watch those guys.
And then when they get here, they'll be like, nope, they're not dressing like this. Let me take this off.
They blend in with some of our taxi operators, those guys. Yeah, because we're going to the
Those are the
Caribbean.
only
We're going
guys
to wear
that are
palm
wearing-
trees on our shirts.
I know.
Yeah, that works.
Who gave them that idea?
Otherwise, you can be like underpant guy. That's a new superhero, right?
Maybe on
Get it.
that guy brought all his Hawaiian wear and decided, no, I don't see anybody walking around like that, so
That's
let me
it.
wear my neutral colors.
The people who were with me in the car couldn't decide whether he was exercising, like he was running, or he was just having a walk. We didn't know what was going on. Seriously. But anyway, it was fine.
I'm the fat guy.
All right, so travel tip number 8. Zip your suitcase up, then reopen it. Yeah, and we're not talking about once the attendant tells you to.
Yes,
So you're
exactly.
zipping it up, you're reopening it, all right? Let's see that one again. Or I should say, can we unzip that clip again? All right, so once you zip it up, everything you pack should be compressed down, leaving more room for you to squeeze more on top. Look at that. Look at the weight.
No, but we shouldn't allow it. We shouldn't encourage this.
No? Why not?
Because we're gonna just pack unnecessary things that we don't need. We already discussed that.
Well, here's the thing. though.
Half of the time we don't wear the clothes, Jamie. We literally don't. So we shouldn't encourage them to
it
flatten and
depends.
then
I don't know how long their
reopen.
vacation is. I don't know what
They're
they're
gonna
doing.
buy stuff on vacation, so buy something for the thing
Buy
that you
if you have, listen,
No, but because that's a new ad. It's a new ad.
I'm gonna ask this question. I have to ask this question. Who do you think packs more, men or women?
Women.
Okay, answer
Hands
given.
down.
Hands down, answer given.
Mhm.
All right, so there you go. Guys, those were our tips for you if you're going on summer vacation. Some of you are already there, so you know that, next time you'll know better what to do
Exactly.
at this. Yeah, great tips.
Yeah.
And more show in a flash. Stay tuned.
The continued fight against COVID-19 requires the continued practice of public health measures across all sectors and in every community. Frequent and proper hand washing, wearing face masks, and physical distancing. Do you know who is not physical distancing? The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Let's avoid overloading our healthcare systems. This means simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Change the water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Cuban National Rebellion Day is being commemorated today. And many of us, even those in the Caribbean, do not know the significance of the day to nationals of the Republic of Cuba. Today on Culturally You, we have Resident Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba to St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency David Rivero Perez, and Telka Daniel Wallace, President of the St. Kitts Nevis Cuba Friendship Association, to explain Cuban National Rebellion Day and the relationship that has been forged between the two countries. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ambassador Rivero, I will begin with you so that we can get an understanding of the Cuban Rebellion Day. So, Ambassador, what happened on Cuban National Rebellion Day?
Well, Cuban National Rebellion Day, as you mentioned, for us, just 26th of July, is a day of very good remembrance. That day, a group of Jones, led by Fidel Castro, assaulted the barracks Moncada in the eastern part of the country, and the idea was trying to defeat the government of the former president Fulgencio Batista, who take the president with the coup. So, and the idea was to restore the constitutional order in the country and start to build a better Cuba. No? So this is why we celebrate, because it's the beginning of the last stage of our battle to get the real independence in Cuba.
Oh, okay. So it was a fight for independence in Cuba.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Ambassador, please continue.
It is not a Revolution Day. The Revolution Day was in January 1st, 1959, but was the beginning of this battle to get our really free country.
All right. So what happened after the rebellion?
After that, well, our revolutionaries, some of them got in prison, and some of them were murdered at that time. And Fidel, in his, Fidel was a lawyer.
Okay.
In his self-defense, he prepared a document named La Historia me absolverá. It means
Okay.
the history will absolve me.
Okay.
In that time, he denounced the problems that Cuba had at that time. For example, he speaks in this important document about the problem of the land, the problem of the unemployment, the problem of the health, education, and the housing also. Because I can share with you, for example, at that time, in Cuba, around 6 million inhabitants, 3,500,000 live in poverty. They live in very bad condition. Millions of people don't have electricity, have power at home. Illiteracy was very high level, almost 40% in Cuba. And of course, the poor people doesn't have the rights to go to properly attention of health or simply to study. So what happened with the revolution, based on this plan of Fidel, start to get new measures and start to create a better Cuba. For example, the urban reform. Through this mechanism, the government, revolutionary government, give lands to the peasant, to the farmer, to produce food and contribute to the development of the country. At the same time, the education reform established free education in all levels for everybody. Same in the primary school, high school, or the university. Of course, the health, free health for everybody in every level, all over the country. In education, it's important to mention that the literacy campaign. What was that? Was a group of young teachers, some of them children, 12, 13 years, travel all over the country to teach, to read, and write to the Cubans. Most of them very humble people in bad conditions, as I mentioned, but with a lot of love. What happened? In 1 year, we declare Cuba as a territory of free literacy. And of course, with the pass of the year, some of them turned engineers, doctors, and that contributed to the development of the country.
It's a very rich history. Thank you for sharing that.
Indeed. So, Telka, any positive takeaways? Does it speak to the strength? Any positive takeaway as it speaks to the strength and determination of the Cuban people?
As a matter of fact, we here in the region know very little about Cuba. The first time I went to Cuba was in 2005 as part of the I program, and I subsequently traveled 5 other times. And we in the Caribbean region only know what we are told by North American media, etc. But the takeaway that we get from this important day is that from time to time over the history of mankind, persons have had to fight for freedom, fight for the persons who could not fight for themselves. And so as we look at what Cuba has accomplished under Fidel and other leaders, we ourselves have to take an example and to say we have to stand for what is right and what is good for our countries and humanity as a whole. Because if you do not stand for something, you will fall for anything. And so we want to commend Cuba for the positive role model they have played, not just to our region, but to the world. Cuba have contributed so much to mankind, and it is very much underplayed. But today, we want to say in St. Kitts and Nevis that we recognize the contribution of Cuba, not just to St. Kitts and Nevis, but to our region in the area of health, in the area of engineering, and just like in Cuba, 68 years ago, we had our own challenges where we did not have persons who were learned in medicine. All of our doctors were either from high society or from overseas. And Cuba has afforded us the capacity where they trained so many of our nationals to be experts in the field of medicine, engineering, teaching, etc. So the revolution was, the day of rebellion started a revolution that has impacted the whole world.
Lovely.
Indeed. And with that, we'll go to a break, but we'll be back to continue this discussion in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smart.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Has anyone ever touched you here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue our discussion with His Excellency Ambassador Rivera Perez and President of St. Kitts Nevis Cuba Friendship Association, Talca Daniel Wallace. Ambassador, I want to start with you and ask you how National Rebellion Day is celebrated every year in Cuba.
Well, National Rebellion Day we celebrate every year because it is our way to renew our commitment with the heroes, our homeland, and the commitment with the compromise to continue building a prosperous and sustainable Cuba. How we celebrate? Well, every year it is select one province of the country, and we prepare, the government prepare an activity, central activity, and the president used to go there and address to the nation. So after that, we have different celebrations, but I remember Fidel many times doing in the or around the country. After Fidel, Raúl Castro, and our current leader and president, Miguel Díaz-Canel. Actually, right now, is taking place the activity in Cienfuegos province in Cuba. So this is our way to celebrate and remember the generation that started fighting for our real freedom.
Is there lots of food at the celebration too?
Yes, in different places, but it is more political.
Okay, got you. Okay, so Talca, when did the St. Kitts and Nevis Cuba Friendship Association start, and what was the objective of it?
There was a St. Kitts and Nevis Cuba Friendship Association some years ago. But it went dormant. In 2009, it was the 50th anniversary of the revolution. 2008 or 2009?
Yeah, the 50th.
2009. It was the 50th anniversary, and I was part of a delegation that went to Cuba from the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, and we traveled around Cuba, and it was such an impactful visit. At the time, the ambassador to St. Kitts from Cuba was Ana Maria, and when we came back, she asked that I help to reorganize the Friendship Association. And the main objective of the Friendship Association, one of the main objectives was to provide support for the parents who would have sent students to study in Cuba. Because, as your parents said, it was no to go to Cuba. And so we set about to provide that support for our parents who had students in Cuba. And it was also a way to exchange, cultural exchange and historical exchange, because before that, before my going to Cuba, I went in 2005, as I said, and before my actually going to Cuba and seeing around Cuba, it was an awesome experience. And so at the Friendship Association, we had persons from all walks of life who were interested in learning about Cuba. As part of that initial Friendship Association, we developed our articles of association and our objectives and our framework, and we have been very successful in teaching and sensitizing the general public about Cuba and what Cuba means to our country and to the region. Because even though we have persons who would have studied there, persons who came back and are professional and are doing well, we still have that North American teaching that Cuba is not a place that you want to go. But in the meantime, when you go to Cuba, you see people there from North America. You see people there from Canada. You see people there from all over. And so you realize that even though we are taking it serious, other persons know better.
They're experiencing it for themselves.
Yes, so our Friendship Association started in 2009, and our membership was about close to 30. But over the period of the COVID, everything went down. So we couldn't have regular meetings. And so we are just now catching back up.
Okay, good
Yes.
stuff. Good stuff.
And to add, we had the celebration of the rebellion on the 24th,
Okay.
and it did have food.
Oh.
Should have been there.
I should have.
All right, so Ambassador, what is the state of foreign affairs between St. Kitts, Nevis, and Cuba?
Well, first of all, we established diplomatic relation on 1995, exactly 10 of May. So from that time, we developed a very good relation between both countries, and based mostly in the cooperation sectors of health and education. Of course, it's the will of the government to increase this cooperation in other sectors. For example, in agriculture, in sports, for example. And in case of health cooperation, we have a medical brigade working in St. Kitts from 2003 till the day.
Okay.
Actually, the current brigade is composed by 15 members, 11 here in St. Kitts, working in the hospital, not only doctors, also nurses and engineers. And 4 of them are also in Nevis.
Nice.
So, very good result of work and very good opinion of the government of the work of our specialists. We have to tell also the importance that a brigade of 34 specialists who traveled to St. Kitts during the pandemic with the idea to trying to stop the spread of the COVID pandemic in the country. They were working here around a year and a half, but already departed to Cuba. So in case of education, you were talking about that. Many Kittitian and Nevisians studied in Cuba. Most of them medical career, but also engineers, teachers. And for us, this is very important because it's not only our contribution in St. Kitts, it's in the Caribbean, in Africa. We have in Cuba the Latin American School of Medicine. The name said Latin American, but students for around the world studying there. And this is part of our agreement of cooperation.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, the idea is to try to increase the possibilities, more cooperation between both countries.
Okay, so before we go, are scholarships open for students who may be viewing at this time? Are scholarships to Cuba open at this time?
Yes, it is open. We already shared with the authorities of the government the capacity for this year. Actually, it was in press. I read the article of the scholarship.
Yes.
So we are waiting to inform to Cuba the candidate for this course.
Oh, okay. So congratulations in advance to whomever will receive those scholarships.
Yes.
That's very good.
And we want to thank you for taking the time, of course, to share with us about your rich history and, of course, the collaboration between our two nations. Grateful for that insight. Thank you once again.
Thank you to you for the invitation.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
More
Much
Good Morning.
appreciated.
Oh, absolutely. More Good Morning SKN in a moment. Please stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes.
Uncle not here in the other shake.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes.
Mommy, uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. They will run, see, Sammy?
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
For dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup. We are salt smart.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis, with a name from us I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat. And you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nevisian to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad. Easy no man.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Within visual perception, an optical illusion can be caused by the clever use of color, light, and patterns to create images that arguably differ from reality. Today, Cortensi and I will be looking at a few and testing to see just how much our brains can be deceived or not.
Let's see. I wish this was a point system though, because I need to beat Jamie. I haven't played a game with Jamie in a minute. Wow, optical illusion. Are the squares inside the blue and yellow squares all the same color? Are the blue and yellow squares?
My gut is to say that they are. Otherwise, where would the illusion come in?
Oh, some are red and some are orange.
My gut is to say that they are the same color only because I'm looking for the illusion. So the illusion would be that they are not the same color. And the background color also makes things look different.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm saying. Some of them are red and some of them are orange.
Hence the illusion. All right.
Boy. You know, I want to go to that illusion museum in New York. Look at that. The smaller squares inside the blue and yellow squares are all the same color. They seem different because a color is perceived differently depending on its relation to adjacent colors. Here, blue or yellow, depending on the outer square.
Can I say I told you so? Can I say that? Literally, can I say that?
But do you still see that it still the colors still vary?
But that's exactly it. But if you were looking for the illusion, you'd appreciate it. Can we get those comics? Can we get those comic call-outs? It's like, I told you so.
You win. Ooh.
All right, so here's the optical illusion. Can you see a baby?
Okay, let me see if I can find a baby.
Well, so far, all I see are people.
Is the baby in the top of the tree? Wait. No?
You're trying to see what's not on the screen. I love that.
Look, but the baby looked like he's an embryo. Look, in the
The
middle of the
baby
tree.
looks like he's an embryo?
Yeah, he looks like an embryo forming. But do you see the baby's legs? Look, he's right there. Look, the water. Look at the water, Jamie. And you see the baby's feet.
What?
And if you look clearly, you can see the whole baby. He's holding onto the tree. Look at the baby. He looks like he's in his water bag still.
No, I can't see that.
Look, his little hand is holding onto the branch right there. And look, his eye is looking up. Baby's right. Look, his feet.
No,
His feet
sorry, did not see that at all.
His feet is in the middle of the tree. Can we see the picture again?
I didn't see it at all, to be honest.
You don't see the baby? Look, I guess I have a cartoon mind. There's the baby. You see? You see his little feet? Does he look like he's still in his embryonic fluid?
That looks like something out of a Batman movie. That's all I'm seeing. I'm sorry. That's like the Batcave.
Look, the baby.
I'm still not seeing
Look,
it.
he's so cute.
I'm glad that you can see it. I haven't
He's
seen
right
it.
there.
Okay, now I can see it.
Now you see the
because
baby,
it's
right?
enlarged. Yes.
You didn't see those cute little feet before?
No, I couldn't.
You didn't?
No.
Remember I said there's a baby between the tree? Yeah, there's a baby.
I was looking on top of the tree. About.
Yeah.
Thought you were. All right. So good call.
Ooh, are the horizontal lines straight or crooked? Ooh. Jamie,
Is
what's
that a
your
trick
take?
question? Because lines are lines, and if they're horizontal, lines are straight. Period.
You are correct. But we might say it's crooked because of how the shapes are making it appear. but
Precisely.
I agree. I see your point on this one.
Yeah, they're all straight.
Yeah. None of them are bad. The horizontal lines are straight even though they do not seem straight. In this illusion, the vertical zigzag patterns disrupt our horizontal perception. We got that, yeah. As I said. Yes. Look at that. Listen, this world is made to trick us, you know. Like mathematics.
All right, so here we go. How many legs does the elephant have? I love that.
Oh my gosh.
I love that because obviously the elephant is going to have 4 legs, but I can count.
Yeah, at least 6 or 8. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking at, like the spaces.
6. It looks 6.
So yeah.
It
1,
looks
2,
like 6,
3,
but we know it's
4,
4.
5, 6, 7. Are you sure it's? Yeah.
Yeah.
This picture is an impossible picture. It appears that the elephant has more than 4 legs, but we know that this is contrary to reality.
Optical illusion again.
Yeah, of course, if we were in some magical world, hey, we might think.
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
The stranger things would have happened.
Definitely so.
Yes, yes, yes. Optical illusion. Put the fish in the fish bowl by staring at the yellow stripe in the middle of the fish in the picture below for about 10 to 20 seconds. Then move your gaze to the fish bowl. Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Are there rules on whether we should do this in silence or not? Because I feel like if I'm talking, I'm not really concentrating. So I'll do the talking, you do the concentrating.
Oh my gosh. He's not going in the fish bowl.
I think he's not going there because we know that he ought to be there. I think that's what it is. So we already know what we ought to see, and we're not seeing it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Guys, if this works for you at home.
Then move your gaze to the... Yeah, the fish bowl is widening. That's all I'm seeing the fish bowl doing, you know.
Guys,
widening.
if you guys at home are seeing this, then leave a comment for us.
You see what they said?
3279C.
You have just experienced an after image. When you stare at a particular color for too long, the receptors get fatigued. Then look at a different background. The receptors that are tired do not work well. Yes, it looks like it's moving. It actually does.
To you. I've seen that effect before, but not necessarily with that image. So it's almost like the images are superimposed.
Is it that what? That's what happened to our receptors that we don't see this?
No idea.
Oh my gosh. Folks, we remind you to contact the folks at ESPO to get your recyclable bottle with your filter. Remember to drink your water. And the challenge is coming up where you will need to drink your water. So contact the folks at ESPO at their Facebook page to buy your recyclable bottle. And remember, it's Plastic Free July. So we're trying to keep July free of plastic. So get your water bottle and your filter from the folks at ESPO. And with that said, stay tuned. We will be back after this.
no cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
It's that time, yes. It's that time to let you know what is happening. So Culturama, Miss Culture Swimsuit and Mr. Cool contest tonight, Tuesday, July 26th. Go on out to the Cultural Complex and witness the Miss Culture Swimsuit and Mr. Cool contest. There will be 4 males, that's Dylan Smitten, Senroy Joseph, Dwayne Smith, and Rocco Brown competing for Mr. Cool. And the Miss Culture Swimsuit, there will be Chantel Leslie, Melissa Gums, Sherry Kwanya Jeffers, and Keelia English. So go on out and support your favorite male and female participant for only 40 EC before the show and 50 at the gate. So see you there. Go out and support and enjoy Culturama.
And this is the time when we say goodbye to you. So we want to thank you for joining us for another edition of Good Morning SKN. Of course, we want you to remember to follow us on our social media platforms. We're on YouTube, we are on Instagram, and we are on Facebook at Studio 327INC. Like, subscribe, follow, and share. Let us know that you're listening. Let us know that you're watching.
Yes. Are we at
other stuff.
Are we at 600 subscribers as yet? I have not checked. If we are not there, folks, I am still... We are? Ooh! So can we have 3 more subscribers today just to take us to 600 and beyond? Yes, and beyond. So we invite you to leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And this is where we say see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you will start your Whiskermas Wednesday with us. I promise you he will appear right here in Good Morning SKN. Have a great day, guys. Remember to chase your dreams. Don't sleep.